Okay, so first thing that I want you to do is have your green marker, and I'm going to have you draw at the top of your paper. It looks yellow, but it's actually green. Draw a green box. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be the exact same width as mine. It doesn't have to be the same lines or anything like that. Just draw a green box at the top. Does anybody need to borrow my green? Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're only going to put one sentence in it. Yeah, sure, go for it. Once you've drawn your green box at the top, I want you to just take your pencil and I want you to draw a line down the middle underneath that green box. Just like that, going all the way down to the bottom. On the left-hand side of the line, you're going to draw 2 yellow boxes. Just like that. This is going to be body paragraph number 1. And this is going to be body number 2. On the right-hand side of your line, if you're finished with that, we're going to do 2 pink boxes that just mirror the other side. Just like that. Your top box is going to look like a window, and your bottom box is going to look like kind of half a window. Now we're going to do some labeling. Thank you. Oh, you're so nice. Okay. Your top green box is going to be labeled thesis. That's where we're going to put our thesis statement. Right up there at the top. Our first yellow box is going to be labeled as reason. The second yellow box is going to be rebuttal. Can you guys see this okay, or should I turn off the other light? Those are good? Okay. you're finished, put your pencils down for me so that I know that you're ready to move on. Okay, so right now, at this time, you are going to be picking your reason for picking school sports, fine arts, or STEAM. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. The evidence that you're going to be able to pull from, the 2 articles, you saw those yesterday. You don't get any other articles. Those are the 2 articles that you have, so keep that in mind, number 1. Also keep in mind that your reason needs to be a good reason. Things like, I like sports, I think it would be cool if we had new jerseys. Things like that. Those aren't good reasons. It has to be a reason that can easily be supported by textual evidence. Tanner?
Could you use one of those and then also put some textual evidence in there too? I think new jerseys would be cool, and then another textual evidence as well.
It would have to support why that would be beneficial. So, if you said something like, our jerseys right now are torn to shreds. They're awful. Okay? Then you could add in textual evidence that proves that, new jerseys would help boost morale or something like that. Okay? So, I'm going to be, like I always do when we write papers, I have a paper that I've written using this format, and you're going to see it. So, my example was, I decided to go the technology route because that wasn't an option that you guys could pick, so you couldn't just copy me. So I decided that I wanted to use the extra money for new technologies for the classrooms. So my reason that I want to use the money for technology is because it will allow teachers to teach to different learning styles. Visual learners, auditory learners, tactile learners. So that's the reason that I put right here. Notice that this isn't a full sentence. It can just be a blurb. It doesn't have to be a full sentence. Okay? Does everybody kind of have an idea in their mind as to what they're going to put? Yeah? If you need to, you can pull up those 2 articles again and kind of look through there. But I'm going to give you 2 minutes to work on this, and then we'll come back together and we'll move on. Okay? Do you think 2 minutes is reasonable? Okay, if we need more, that's okay. Okay, so now that you have your reason written down, we're going to fill in this part. Now, I've already given you the sites, so I'm going to tell you what to write in these 2 boxes. So the first group that I'm going to talk to is fine arts. So if you are doing fine arts, I am only talking to you right now. Fine arts people. In this box right here, you're going to write College Raptor. College Raptor. Only fine arts people. College Raptor. Fine arts people, in this bottom box, you're going to write down K-A-T-Y, K-A-T-Y-I-S-D. Okay, fine arts people, you can take a break for a second. My sports people, this box, you're going to write Public School Review. Public School Review. My sports people. Yeah, just right here. Public School Review. My bottom box for my sports people, PCRR. That stands for Pediatric Center of Round Rock. So I didn't think you'd want to write that out. So PCRR. All right, my STEAM people, top box, you're going to write the Advocate. T-H-E, like the word, and then E-D-V-O-C-A-T-E. The Advocate. Like advocate, but it's advocate because they're clever. And then the bottom box for now, I'm going to have you write kid engage. That may change if I can't get that site unblocked. Kid engage. Yeah, fine arts, you already wrote your stuff down. So every single person in this room should have these 4 boxes filled in. Is that correct? Okay, good. I heard a no. Why do you say no? What are you confused about? It's okay, she's allowed to have questions. Yes. 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 And then the second box you put Katy ISD. This box right here, KTY ISD. Now do you have your boxes filled in? Yes. Okay, good. Hello. Can he wait like 15 minutes, or do you need him right now? Well, we're working together. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move up here to our thesis statement, now that we have our reason. Now, for your thesis statement, you are going to use, like I've given you in the past, I have given you a sentence frame to use. This is where you give me one sentence telling me the extra money should go to blank because blank. Now, like I've told you before when we wrote the informative paper, if you copy me word for word, you will not get full points. You need to give me one sentence that tells me where the extra money should go and why. Your why is from your top box. You already wrote it down. All you're doing is putting it together into one sentence. Okay? So I've given you a formula here that says the extra money should be used for blank because blank. Here's my example. The extra money should be used for new technology because it would help teachers reach students of all learning styles. That's my example. None of yours is going to look exactly like that because that wasn't an option for you. If you copy me word for word from this sentence frame, you will not receive full points. Okay? If you switch it up and you change the wording, you will receive full points. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, I need you to write one sentence that tells me which one you're picking and why. Yes?
Are we allowed to use your restatement?
What do you mean?
Like, that connection to the blank?
That would be what I'm talking about when you're copying straight from me. The extra money should be used for. That would be, I would not give you full points for that.
Oh.
Darius, did you have a question?
What if that's just so too?
That would still be too close. Think about where other words for money. Funds.
Cash.
Okay, cash. Extra money in the budget. Think about stuff like that. Budget, cash. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to our body paragraph number 2, which is going to be down here. This is where we're going to start on this side first. We're going to start with the counterclaim, and this is the best visual that I've been able to do. Is I want you to pretend like you have an angel on one side and a devil on the other, okay, of your shoulders. This side, the angel is telling you, use your money for, and then fill in the blank, for whatever you said. Use the extra money for sports, okay? The devil over here is saying, no, don't do that because blank, okay? What's your counterclaim going to be? Why would people not agree with you, okay? So, for example, for technology, I said that children would use the new technologies inappropriately, okay? That's my counterclaim. You need to identify why people wouldn't agree with you. What's a reason that people don't want it to go to what you want? Okay? Think about the cons. All right? And write it down right here. That's all you're doing is just writing down your counterclaim right here. It can't just be the money should go to sports. No, why would somebody want it to go to sports over fine arts? Okay? You have to have a counterclaim and you have to have a why. Malia, did you have a question?
Yeah. I was thinking like maybe they want it for themselves, something like their little club or whatever.
But again, why? What would be the reason that they would want it to go to fine arts instead of sports? Okay? This is a little difficult, but you got to think about the other side of the argument. What's the other side? Why would people not want it to go to sports? Why would people not want it to go to fine arts? Why would people not want it to go to STEAM? Okay? So write your counterclaim right here. Now what I want you to think about is what are you going to say to these people? Pretend like this right here, the counterclaim, this is negative Nancy. Okay? What are you going to say in response to negative Nancy here? That's what you're going to write right here. So if those people that come up to me and they say, you shouldn't get money for new technology because kids are just going to use it inappropriately. What I say back to negative Nancy is I say that we would provide teachers with software to monitor students. Okay? Thank you. So, think about the three options that authors use to respond to conflicting viewpoints. They provide a solution, they provide a counterexample, or they provide evidence that disproves that counterclaim. Okay? So I'm going to use Tanner and Camry and Taryn's example here. They said that some people, negative Nancy, might think, well, kids just get injured at sports. So maybe they want to find a solution. Maybe buy better headgear. Maybe buy a better protocol for concussions. Maybe they want to provide a statistic that shows that kids actually don't get injured as much as people think they do. Okay? That's what you're putting right here. Does that make sense? Yes? We know what we're doing? Okay, that's my rebuttal. So once you've written your rebuttal, I want you to go find a piece of textual evidence. It can be from here, or it can be brand new that proves your rebuttal. These two things should go together. Okay? Your evidence here, whatever your website title is, this should prove this. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. This evidence that you put right here should prove this right here. Okay? Okay. Go.